Do you know what a birthright is, Peter? Something that's a part of you. Like your name.
Marvel's Avengers, developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix, was a game that unfortunately fell far short of the lofty expectations set by its comic book and cinematic counterparts. Its performance and reception were underwhelming to say the least, with players and critics alike criticizing its repetitive gameplay, lack of depth, and controversial implementation of microtransactions. This had an unintended consequence. It cast a long, ominous shadow over the forthcoming Guardians of the Galaxy game. Would it suffer the same fate? Could it rise above its predecessor's shortcomings? The essence of any unforgettable narrative lies in its ability to grip the audience, to elicit an emotional connection, and to tell a tale that transcends the medium itself. Guardians of the Galaxy accomplishes this feat, creating a narrative that not only rivals but arguably surpasses many of its Marvel Cinematic Universe counterparts. The story commences on familiar grounds, introducing us to the band of misfits we've come to love: Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot. However, as we delve deeper into the game, we discover a narrative that doesn't merely mirror the movie's plotline, but carves its own unique path. It is a tale that so expertly juggles humor, pathos, action, and heart, much like the most successful comic book arcs. The pacing is a crucial element that this game nails perfectly. It's like a well-conducted symphony, where each beat hits at the right time. The narrative ebbs and flows, transitioning seamlessly from intense action sequences to quieter, character-driven moments. This dynamic pacing ensures that the player is never left feeling overwhelmed or understimulated, keeping them perpetually on their toes, eager to uncover the next plot point. Guardians of the Galaxy's story is also remarkable for its thematic depth. It explores themes of friendship, personal growth, and redemption, all wrapped up in an interstellar adventure. The game beautifully showcases the personal struggles each character faces, making their victories feel earned and their setbacks impactful. For instance, the game's narrative delves into Peter Quill's backstory, his relationship with his mother, and his guilt over her death. It's an emotional subplot that adds depth to his character and provides a powerful motivation for his actions. It's this kind of storytelling which allows players to connect with the characters on a deeper level that sets Guardians of the Galaxy apart.
I may activate a hole through your face!
The ensemble of characters in Guardians of the Galaxy is a diverse and eccentric group, each with their own unique personality, backstory, and quirks. The game goes to great lengths to ensure that each character feels like a fully realized individual, with a depth and complexity that is often lacking in video game characters. Star-Lord. The game dives deep into the character of Peter Quill, more than just the brash and reckless leader of the Guardians. We see him struggle with the responsibilities of leadership, constantly trying to balance the strong personalities of his team. We witness his internal struggle with past guilt, specifically related to his mother's death, which serves as a poignant driving force for his character development throughout the game. Gamora. The game masterfully explores Gamora's backstory and her struggle to leave behind her past as Thanos' assassin. She's a warrior with a strong sense of justice, but also a character in search of redemption. Her relationship with her sister Nebula adds another layer of complexity to her character, offering a heartfelt subplot that extends beyond the main storyline. Drax the Destroyer. Despite his reputation as a stoic and literal-minded warrior, Drax's character in the game is infused with a surprising amount of emotional depth. His backstory, particularly the loss of his family, is a constant theme that drives his actions and motivations. There's a sense of tragedy to Drax that the game doesn't shy away from, adding a depth to his character that makes him more than just the team's muscle. Rocket, the genius inventor with a quick wit and sharp tongue, is another standout. His sarcastic humor and reckless tendencies often serve as a source of comic relief. However, the game also explores his insecurities stemming from his creation and his struggle with acceptance, adding a layer of vulnerability to his character. Groot. Despite being a character of few words, or rather one word, Groot is one of the most endearing members of the team. His relationship with Rocket adds an emotional underpinning to the game, highlighting themes of friendship and loyalty. Guardians of the Galaxy takes a fascinating approach to gameplay, blending together various elements to create an engaging and dynamic experience. At the heart of this is the gameplay loop, the series of actions that players will repeat throughout the game. In this case, the loop consists of exploration, combat, and dialogue sequences, each complementing the other and ensuring a well-rounded experience. During exploration, players guide the Guardians through detailed, expansive environments, solving puzzles and uncovering secrets along the way. The game encourages players to delve into every nook and cranny, rewarding their curiosity with new insights into the characters and the wider Marvel universe. In combat, players control Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord, utilizing his dual blasters and jet boots to take down enemies. One of the game's distinctive features is the ability to issue commands to the other Guardians, each of whom has unique abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Gamora's swift swordplay, Drax's brute force, Rocket's explosive gadgets, and Groot's crowd control abilities all come into play, adding a layer of strategy to the action. Dialogue sequences, often interspersed between exploration and combat, further the narrative and offer players the chance to shape the dynamics within the team. Decisions made during these sequences can affect relationships among the Guardians, adding weight to the choices players make. While this gameplay loop offers a diverse and engaging experience, it's not without its criticisms. The game's decision to limit playable characters to Peter Quill has been a point of contention among players. The opportunity to step into the shoes of the other Guardians, each with their unique abilities and characteristics, would have added an extra dimension to the gameplay. Imagine the thrill of using Rocket's gadgets to solve intricate puzzles or harnessing Drax's superhuman strength in combat scenarios. It's a tantalizing prospect that could have taken the game's gameplay loop to new heights. Similarly, the absence of a co-op mode is another missed opportunity. The team dynamics of the Guardians lends itself naturally to a cooperative multiplayer experience. Players teaming up as the Guardians, combining their abilities, and working together to overcome challenges could have provided a whole new way to experience the game. Despite these criticisms, Guardians of the Galaxy delivers a gameplay loop that keeps players engaged, balancing combat, exploration, and dialogue to create a truly immersive experience. It's a testament to Eidos-Montreal's commitment to delivering a game that captures the spirit of the Guardians, even if it leaves us wishing for a little bit more. The success of any game is as much about its sensory experience as it is about gameplay and narrative. Let's start with the graphics. The developers have crafted a vibrant, dynamic universe that is both pleasing to the eye and immersive. Even on the base PS4, the game doesn't compromise on its graphics quality. Each planet the Guardians visit is unique and detailed, teeming with alien flora and fauna, impressive architecture, and awe-inspiring landscapes. The character models are intricately designed, each reflecting the unique personality traits and quirks of the Guardians. The visual fidelity extends to the costumes, weapons, and even the Milano, the Guardian spaceship, all of which are lovingly rendered with an eye for detail. Complementing the visual spectacle is the game's phenomenal use of its soundtracks. The game features an array of 80s and 90s hits, providing a retro soundtrack that perfectly encapsulates the Guardians' quirky vibe. But it's not just background noise. The music is expertly woven into the narrative and gameplay, ramping up during intense combat sequences or adding emotional weight to poignant moments. The game also boasts an original score that complements the licensed tracks. The orchestral pieces add a cinematic quality to the game, enhancing the epic space opera feel of the narrative. The sound design extends beyond the music, with every blast, grunt, and quip from the characters rendered in high-quality audio, further immersing players in the game world. Guardians of the Galaxy is like a comet, unexpected, brilliant, and a joy to behold. It took a ragtag bunch of characters, an overshadowed developer, and the shadow of a failed predecessor and crafted a universe that is, for lack of a better term, out of this world. Sure, it had its flaws. We all wished we could have stepped into the big boots of Drax or tinkered with Rocket's crazy contraptions. Now, if only Eidos-Montreal would bless us with a sequel. One where we can embody each Guardian, explore larger worlds, and maybe even share the adventure with friends in co-op mode. But until then, we'll just have to settle for saving the galaxy as Star-Lord, one power ballad at a time. So here's to the Guardians of the Galaxy, the most underrated game of the decade. It's a game that took us on a wild ride across the cosmos, made us laugh, made us cry, and reminded us that sometimes the best heroes are the ones you least expect.